Put your fists up. Tip cups to the ceiling if you're sick of feeling ripped off. I let my fist off, get lit and lift off. Raise your hands if you with me and you pissed off. I'm standing on the corner of 6th Street. I'm running out of time for this week. My head's pounding, stomach shaking. It's worth it, the hunger makes it.
Hey everybody, it's me, it's Beefy Thiefy, and we are back with more Console Capers. As usual, that is where we just do some gaming through the ages. We go all the way back to NES and work our way back up, and now we've made our way to the handheld era. Medabots Rokusho version. I touched base on this game a little bit during my top 5 GBA games. I gave this one an honorable mention because I did enjoy this one. This follows the TV show, Medabots. If you're not familiar with the Medabots TV series, kind of followed in that era of Pokemon, where, you know, collect your, battling with a partner, Pokemon Digimon, where you would battle with a partner to achieve a goal kind of thing. To become the best that there ever was, and all that fun jazz. It followed Ikki Tenryo, who was a young boy who couldn't afford a Medabot, and then one day serendipity strikes, and he's able to get one, and he can then row battle and become the best Medabot trainer there ever was. As I was saying, that's Ikki's right there. I'm just gonna keep it. Not gonna bother changing to Beefy TV. And yeah, that's the basics of it. There's not a whole lot more to it than that. Medabots are fairly sentient, so I do act as like your partner and best friend kind of thing. Again, follow that whole fun anime trend of friendship and ongoingness. So it just made sense that they would make a video game to go along with the show. So you do have several different types. Again, it's very kind of similar. There's earth, fire, wind, water, street Medabots. They fall into all kinds of different categories. So yeah, Ikki, kind of like Ash, he's obsessed with Medabots. He wants to be a row battler. He's just never had a chance to have his own his own Medabot. Kind of just try to burn through this. There's not really much to this. Oh, well, it is going to tell you about this. So every Medabot can be built then to like 3 essential parts. You have the skeleton, which is called a tin pet. Then you have all your other meta parts, which fall into your head, your right arm, left arm, which depending on what you want to use for row battling, and the leg parts. The legs are basically key for tactical reasons. You know, wheel parts work best in a street environment. Bipedal leg parts work best typically on all-terrain, or average on all-terrain. But there's also water and sand elements that make you have to track. So your leg parts are a pretty big key. Oh, and then what we just added was the metal, and that's basically the software. That's the processor for the robot that allows it to run, and that's where it holds its personality and all of its information. Metals do have different traits as well, though, so they cater to different meta parts and give them boosts in terms of what they can do. It's a pretty cool, in-depth and tactical game, really, at the end of the day. And lo, this is how Ikki is going to get his first Medabot. Now, in the anime, it's a little bit different. He goes on, he kind of takes pity on him and gives him this old series of meta parts in a tin pack, because Ikki is always looking at them. I don't know if it ever gets confirmed in the show, because I haven't watched through enough of it, even though I've watched through a lot. But I'm pretty sure he's like a mysterious hero that we're going to meet, Phantom Stranger, or Space Metafighter X. There were some tropes in this. There's clearly some people who liked Phantom Stranger and stuff from Sailor Moon in this series. Now, in the main anime series, also, you start this game with Medabi. I find Medabi version really hard, because I think you feel like you need antenna meta parts to land a lot of your hits, but that's just me. The Phantom Renegade. So yeah, for whatever reason, the store clerk, aka the Phantom Renegade, decides that Icky should be the one to bear this rare medal that he actually stole, if you watch the anime series. And case in point, Rokusho is up and everything. Rokusho in the anime is a kind of a rogue Medabot who doesn't have an owner. They do go into the history of that. It's pretty cool. But, yeah, like I say, I find the Rokusho version easier. I also like the Rokusho. He's pretty cool. Bam! And now I can open up my Meta Watch and I can see my different Medabots, my medals. If I had Meta Parts, I could swap Meta Parts. Alright, so we finally have a Medabot, which means we're going to get introduced to Erica, friend and compadre. Alright, so let's give you an idea. You have up to 3 Medabots at a time, although you can carry up to 9 with you at a time. You can use 3 in battle. And then it does this kind of thing. So, we're going to choose which part we want to use and then what part we're going to attack with. I'm going to use my support, which is my antenna. Yeah, I find the game very difficult if you don't have an antenna part. It just increases your accuracy. And basically makes it so you're pretty much guaranteed to land your hits. At least start landing them better, even if there's some kind of evasiveness. Then we can choose between sword and hammer. I'll start with the sword. Yeah, so she's landed her hits on me. Sometimes with accurate shooting weapons, you can actually target what part you're going to hit. Melee weapons, you can't. It's just going to hit whatever it hits, which is fine. Damaging legs is always a good first maneuver because you can slow your opponent down in a lot of cases. So we're going to try our hammer now. There we go. So now, as I disable other parts, it makes it so she can't use her weapons. In that case, I got a chain reaction and destroyed her head parts, which means natural. So yeah, nothing too crazy or complicated. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen the kind of battle mechanic used anywhere else, and I'm hard-pressed to think of it. At least where it's displayed in this kind of method, but... it's definitely fun. It's awesome. It's enjoyable. Like, I can't deny that.
Be sure to check out the Is That All podcast for all of your geek news. You can find us anywhere you can stream and download podcasts, and find us on social media at Is That All Pod.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me grow and lets me know that you guys like the content that I'm putting out there. Be sure to check out more videos, especially more console capers, and you can find me everywhere on social media at BeefyThiefy.